Hello, everyone. Welcome to ELI, the place where you get your daily dose of inspiration for entrepreneurship. And today we have with us Mr. Aditya Sanghi, who is the founder of Hotelogix, which is a robust cloud-based property management system designed to simplify hotel operations, increase market reach, and drive more bookings. Hi, Aditya. Welcome to ELI.
Hi. Thank you for inviting me to this program.
I would request you to introduce yourself to our audience and tell us a bit about your background in terms of where were you born and where you brought up, where did you study and where all did you work before jumping into entrepreneurship.
Sure, sure. So hi everyone. I am Aditya Sanghi. I am CEO and co-founder of Hotelogix. And Hotelogix is basically a cloud-based hotel management system targeted towards the small and mid-size hotel businesses across the world. It comes under the category of vertical SaaS as
Mhm.
such, right? So yeah, so that's what I am. I am uh, born and brought up from Nagpur. Studied my engineering over there, and then uh, moved to Delhi, where me and my brother. I started working with my brother who had just come back from US and started a product-based company out there. Um, well, as a person, I was always a sports person, never serious about studies. As such, I was okay in studies, but never very serious about it. Always into
Mhm.
sports. I did play table tennis at state level, and
Wow.
uh, yeah, and according to me, most of my entrepreneurship lessons have come from sports experience as such, and I
Mhm.
draw strong correlation between the two.
Mhm.
Also have published a blog around it. So yes, life as a childhood, always with friends, always with sports, and did my engineering from a private college called YCC in Nagpur,
Mhm.
and then moved to Delhi. Working with my brother, when I started working over there, no one thought that I could ever be serious at work as such. But my brother was Ajay Sanghi, very passionate about products and products to be that should come out of India. And working with him, the bug of products bit me as well,
Mhm.
right? And but as a person, I always believe that every day in your life you should make it count. I'm not a person which looks too much into the future as such, but you should make your present count is
Right.
what I truly believe in. So work hard, party harder, uh, uh, make a difference to your life, make a difference to people around you. And to me, company always meant that that it is a collection of people who get together to make a change,
Mm.
right? And hence, growth of company also to me means that if people around you grow, that is what would also mean growth of the company to me. So that with that sentiment, I have always looked at entrepreneurship as such. And from Delhi, where we were doing this startup that was into middleware, into data integration space. It is called uh, that would automate two business applications.
Mm.
That was the first company that me and my brother did. And then I moved to Bangalore to work with another data integration company called Informatica Business Solutions.
Mm.
And post that, again, that was again a product company, and I saw how companies become bigger, what are the kind of processes they have, how passionate they are about making a change, and how impactful can a product company be. I saw it at scale, and then again started Hotelogix. Uh, Prabhaj Bhatnagar, he founded Hotelogix and then invited me to join him as a co-founder. And I joined him as a co-founder and CEO because he knew that I have a product background, passion for product. And the only thing that drove me to do this is that I always wanted to do a product out of India that becomes a global brand. And so no background in hospitality, But what happened was that when Prabhash came to me and said, that these small independent hotels across the world, and this is way back in what, 2008, right? So the online travel is beginning to become popular, by
Mhm.
which even these small independent hotels, they now have a platform on which they can showcase themselves, and unknown travelers are beginning to book it, but they will be choosing them against the branded hotels. So how do we how do we empower them to deliver the same guest experience
Mhm.
as what these very equipped branded hotels have, was the problem that we started to solve. And we were born on the cloud, one of the early companies that was completely cloud native, born on the cloud in 2008. um,
Mhm.
so and we started on our journey to make this product that could automate business operation, the hotel operations of a independent hotel, and connect them to the online marketplaces wherever they could sell their room inventory. So this was the basic problem that we were trying to solve, and we started our company in 2008.
Got it.
Yeah.
So now that we understand the problem, tell us a bit about the platform, like what all modules are there, and what all individual problems, like finding the guests and simplifying the operations. So how do you solve these individual problems for a hotel?
Um, See, basically, it automates the complete workflow of a hotel, right, as an application. So, it basically has modules for reservation, for housekeeping, for your restaurant, for any other, revenue outlets or service outlets like travel desk, gym, meeting room. So you have multiple revenue outlets in a particular hotel, and you have multiple departments in a hotel. So it would basically have modules for each one of them and automate the complete guest journey within a particular hotel. So that basically, once you automate all departments, you make the guest journey predictable, right? And it automates the complete operations of the hotel. And then we have had a distribution platform on top of it, that it would connect to these online marketplaces like booking.com, Expedia, Make My Trip, and all. And so that if there is any room availability that they have, it can be exposed to the sales platform, and any booking that comes on those platforms will directly come into their property management system, that they call
Mm-hmm.
it, right? So this is the basic modules with which we started this product. Obviously, fast forward 15 years now, we'll talk about it later, that it has grown to be a much more capable and enhanced product offering. But the key part over there is, yes, we had this solution, right? But we are talking 2009 when we released this, right? And we are talking 2009 when India was not really known for products,
Right.
right? We are talking 2009 when product adoption in India itself was very low, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when we started this, we were very sure that India is not our target market, right? It
Mm-hmm.
is only more developed nations outside, people who are looking. And also we were a bootstrapped, right, when we started, so we didn't have much, a lot of money as such. So
Mm-hmm.
we said that we will only try to cater to the educated market, people who are looking for it, so that we don't have that kind of marketing expense. We are not the Reliances and and the Tata Birlas of this world, who
Mm-hmm.
have that kind of money to push to first educate and then sell their products, right? So it was an inbound effort day one, right? And we entertained requests first, right? And explained on our website that this is what we are planning to do.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how we started to build our market base, right? Customer base. So it was very difficult sell for us, at that point in time. Even when people used to, we would want to hire a few people, that, oh, we are trying to build a product. Oh, why are you doing product? Everyone knew at that point in time that Infosys, Wipro are the these are the more popular IT companies as such.
Mm.
So working for a product, so that ecosystem itself was not there. The appreciation was not there, right? It's important to understand that at any point in time when you start your journey, what are the cards, what is the hand that you've been given, and then you plan your journey from that hand itself, right? Every start is not the same start. It is basically the era in which you start, the time, the environment that it gives you, and then understanding the environment, then you start it, right? And it doesn't really matter in this age of internet whether the customer is sitting next to you or not, right? The customer could be sitting somewhere else, but information is very available nowadays, right? So the older thesis that it is the customer, if it is not next to you, you can't build products and stuff like that. All those things have changed over the period. So the starting point is very, very important, is what I always is my learning, right? And yeah, this is how we started. This is what we wanted to solve.
So,
Right.
one question here: when you started selling to global markets from India, what were the challenges? Like in a market like Europe or US, they would prefer to buy from someone local because there is cultural barrier, there is language barrier as well. So, how did you solve these challenges?
You always find when you are doing inbound, right? You are looking for people. Number one, you more often than not you talk to people who are early adopters of technology, who are primarily looking for the right solution rather than looking at where it comes from, right? So
Mm.
we in our initial phase, when we were not doing a lot of marketing and all, we were bumping into more and more such customers who are early adopters. So we didn't face that challenge as such, right? But yes, when we started to when we began talking to them, obviously they could feel that dialect difference in dialect that we speak, time zone, blah blah blah. But they were too eager to get the right solution as such. But yes, so those did pose as barriers back then. I think those barriers don't exist now. People are
Mhm.
very comfortable with even mother tongue influence if you have, as long as you can converse. Even the customers have evolved right now. So but uh, but then when the moment we started to do little bit of marketing online, and then we were intercepting more people than not, then we did hear many times from many people, oh, you are from India, okay, we don't want to talk to you, right?
Mm.
At that point a lot of people even said that, if you are from India, why are you doing products? Why don't you do straight cut business of services, right?
Mm.
Um, so we used to hear this a lot from very specific geographies. More often, I would not want to name those geographies today, because now those geographies are geographies even which we are popular in now, right?
Mm.
So we did face that flag. More importantly, you don't find people around. Didn't find people around us, right? Who could believe that, oh, we are going to sell something to market so remote and stuff like that. So giving that belief itself to people was difficult to even
Mhm.
employ. I actually
Mhm.
ran behind people who have come for interviews and then decided, looking at our office, that no, we don't even want to get into it. I ran behind them, at least talk to us before you reject us, right? Types.
Mhm.
So different challenges at different levels, right? At that point in time.
Got it. Speaking of hiring, tell us, how do you go about hiring in your venture? Because being a SaaS business, you need very focused, very specialized tech talent. So, how do you go about it?
So again, when we built versus now are two different things, right? So when we started at that point in time, engineering and product requires a different skill set versus
Mm.
not just software development, right?
Mm.
When you are doing services, when you leave bugs into the product, into your solution, even to solve those bugs, you get paid. So, but in your product, if you have bugs, it is cost to the company. In
Right.
services, when you have bugs, it is revenue to the company still, right?
Mm.
So the engineering mindset has to be very different when you're developing a product itself, right? So that pool we never found, right? I came from a complete, I started my journey as a product engineering person, and so I could see the difference with which these developers are. It would be very difficult to tell them, spend more time on design, spend less time on coding, all these principles, which are now much more prevalent. So I
Mm.
will say that now, getting developers who have experience in product is not that difficult, right? So versus back then.
Mm. You said you started in a time where the Indian market was not matured, but developed market were mature enough. But how has your business changed from then and now? Any pivots have you done, keeping in mind the market dynamics? I think in India also there are a lot of organized hotels. In fact, the tech adoption has happened a lot in India compared to any other country with the internet revolution and all. So, any pivots you have done to your business?
Yes. So see, we always because I'm a very, very, I should say, passionate person from the perspective of, yes, if, product from India, global brand, and there was always this strong desire that we should also solve problems from in India, right?
Mhm.
But we knew that the market was not ready. But 2016, I clearly remember 17, when we saw that the Indian market is now looking for such products, right? And uh, that's when we started to look into India as a market. Till that time, even our pricing was just published in dollars,
Mhm.
right? So, and in India is a very meet and greet kind of a, uh, buying process as such. And we were always just inside sales, right? We were always remote sales. So, in fact, people used to find us very snobbish in India,
Mm.
that when they said, why don't you come and meet? And we would say, no, no, we don't meet. We only do online, right? They used to find us very snobbish. But we understood slowly, right, that this is not the way to sell into India and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But more importantly, the challenge in India in selling product still exists, right? Because in India, what happens is there are a lot of custom software development houses,
Mhm.
right? So every guy says, why should I be paying you 1 lakh rupee every year when I can get a custom software developed for 25,000 rupees? Without realizing that it can only solve for the use case that you just tell right now, and a journey with it is not probably possible, right? So that's the reason in India, even your price points are high. I mean, in India, I sell at 40% of the rate that I sell even in Thailand,
Mhm.
right? So yeah, so that challenge is still there, but now people want to adopt technology, right?
Right.
That is the difference, right? And the especially for hospitality industry now, the growth is so rampant of the sector itself. There are
Mm.
so many hotel management companies that have come up who want to scale to 100 properties, 50 properties, that they know now that they need to now get into product adoption as such. This kind of scale is not possible.
Mm.
Uh, in fact, India is lot now. I can see it is far ahead of the Middle East and many other continent when it comes to even cloud adoption. So now
Mm.
they are looking for cloud solutions as such. So it has probably skipped one cycle of of regular technology adoption, and directly it has gone into getting cloud based softwares. Demand is quite high in India now,
Yeah.
but they still pay much lower. So
Correct. Yeah.
that has to be kept in mind.
Yeah. So speaking of payment, tell us about what are the different streams of revenue we have, and more importantly, how do we charge to our customer? Is it on a per usage basis, number of users, or number of hotel rooms, number of guests? How do we quantify our charges?
Our revenue model now is very simple. We were very ambitious when we started our revenue model. It is based on per room per month, like you said, right? So
Mhm.
it anywhere between $3 per room per month to $12 per room per month, depending upon the kind of services that they want to take, which could be just operations, or they need a good point of sale that is for to manage their restaurant, or do they need to even sell their rooms online? Do they also need to sell their room on their website? Do they want to take payments also online? So there are multiple services that get added. If they add, the it ranges between $3 to $12. And in India it would go anywhere between 200 rupees to 500 rupees as such, per room per
Mm.
month. So it really depends on the services, but yes, the model is this. When we started, we were very ambitious. We said that pay as you go, pay for what you use. So we used to charge something like 20 cents an occupied room night, but no one used to understand that revenue, right? So
Mhm.
even though it was very too much in the in the interest of a hotel, but they would start calculating, oh, how much would it ultimately amount to, and the sales cycles would unnecessarily extend. So
Mm.
then we basically simplified it.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about the product market fitment. How do you make sure that your product meets the requirement of the market? Because the way I understand, you build it from India for a market that is outside India, and you were doing everything remotely from India. You don't
Yeah.
probably visit to the client's location. You don't see their challenges with your eyes. So how do you solve that challenge? Because that is the exact challenge many other SaaS founders are facing today, who are trying to build for global clients.
Well, it depends whether you are the first mover in that segment or not. Number one, if you are not the first mover, which would be the case for most of the SaaS founders, number one, they have other products to look into to see, and obviously they have recognized certain gaps still, and hence they are going in for that kind of a solution. That is one. So you do have a lot of proof points out there from that perspective. Number two, that the reach to a customer has become much more easy now. So you are able to talk to many more people to understand whether you're solving it correctly or not. There is no I should say, replacement to going into that environment and sitting with them, and and seeing the things yourself from your eyes. But yes, there is a fair chance to still do it if you do not get a chance to on a regular basis to go and physically meet them. That is
Mm.
one. Number two is that from our product perspective, the challenge was much more, right? Because we become the operational system. It's like an ERP for a business. So then even the kind of taxation that is to be supported, multiple departments are touched on it. So what is the kind of habits that these people have of using technology? A lot of places we are replacing an existing product. We still do on a very regular basis. So they're too used to using the older product. So they would try to see our product from the eyes of the older product that they have been using.
Mhm.
So those challenges are there. The kind of terminologies that you use across the globe, from a pack to a guest to number of people, the terminologies differ.
Mhm.
That becomes a challenge, that you need to make sure that you are using universal terminologies. Third thing is even the way you support them, right? Not just the product, even just support them. So very interesting, right? I'll tell you that we were selling into multiple markets, right? We were selling from Thailand to US to
Mhm.
even LATAM markets. And that's an interesting story. I'll tell you how we built our LATAM business. Uh, to Europe. So where the dialect is very different, and what we understood it is that when someone has a problem
Mhm.
during that time, even your communication gap gets treated as incompetency. right? So
Mhm.
if you are saying something which he's not able to understand, right? Even though you are saying the right thing, that gets treated as incompetency. So we said that voice support is not a option at all. And
Mhm.
then we were thinking, should we be just giving chat support or not? So
Mhm.
voice support, chat support, Prabhash and I, we were discussing what should be. And then Prabhash and I, we were sitting in Orlando in a bar, and Prabhash wanted to order a vodka,
Mhm.
right? So he said, "I want a vodka," and
Mhm.
that waitress never understood. And
Mhm.
ultimately, she said, "Oh, you need a vodka," right?
Okay.
That's where we decided, if something that someone comes over here regularly and he tries to order the same, and that itself is not understood, imagine what will happen when we are giving voice support.
Mm.
So he said, no, vodka will sound the same if it is written on chat,
Yeah.
right? We decided that we'll do chat support and not voice support globally. So, so it is important to see it from an all-round perspective, right? It is not just
Mhm.
product itself.
Got you. Uh,
Yeah.
so last few questions. Tell us what are the lessons that you have learned running this venture. What are the lessons that we can take away and probably apply to our ventures as well?
Yeah, I mean, the most importantly, you need to decide what is your uh, ambition. What is it that you really want to do? There is no there is no initiative which is a lower initiative or a bigger initiative or a smaller initiative, right? So it is the problem that you want to solve, and it is also, even if the problem, let's say, exists and the market size is not that big, but if you really feel for the problem and you're solving a problem, I don't think every business needs to be a unicorn business, number one, right? So otherwise, who will solve those problems, right?
Mm.
So number two is that if you want to build a big business, huge business, obviously you need to see whether the problem is large enough,
Mm.
that we spoke, right? So that has to be understood, that we so that you are able to match your venture with your dreams, right?
Mhm.
Uh, so number two. Number three is that there is a reason why they say customer is king,
Mm.
right? So your ear should be always to the ground. It is
Right.
only the customer that matters, and if you want to change the behavior of the customer, then you have to plan for it. Maybe
Mm.
you want to change the behavior for the better, right? But you have to plan for it. You have to mold him into it, right?
Mhm.
You cannot say it's my way or highway, because at the end of the day you want to serve him, right?
Correct.
So it is very important to keep your ear on the ground and continuously. I have realized that if you continuously provide value and you believe in the value that you provided, that's what gives you the conviction
Mm.
of 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 being a service provider in the industry, right?
Mm.
And I think that the SaaS model is very good because it also keeps the company on its toes,
Right.
right? Every month you have to actually reacquire the customer,
Mm.
right? So you cannot relax at
Correct.
any point in time. So it is important that otherwise, in older days, what used to happen, he's paid $20,000 for the license. Now he's stuck.
Mm.
There is no way that he's getting out of it. You do,
Exactly.
you can get away with murder. Right
Mm.
now, you can even a mistake costs a churn, right? So
Right.
that is the difference that an important lesson out of it, right? And from a company perspective, always plan the journey of your employees.
Mhm.
So if you are able to cast a journey, then they will stick with you. We have many people who have been working with us for more than 8 years, for more than 10 years,
Mhm.
because we've cast a journey for them, right? Sometimes what happens is that you have a person, you recruit a person, and that person is not fitting that role. But what
Mm.
you have to realize at that particular point in time, he at least knows about your company, about the
Sure.
product,
Yeah.
problem statement you're trying to solve. can you utilize him in some other role
Mm.
rather than having a straight cut? So, and we've had actually people where we have tried him in two, three, and in the third role he started to perform, he or she, right?
Mm.
So it is important that you don't become too transactional with them. I'm
Mm.
not saying that you breed incompetency or you breed in irrelevance, but you make enough effort to be able to do that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, I think on this note, we have come to the end of the session. Thanks for your time, Mr. Aditya, and it was a pleasure to have you on our platform. And my best wishes for Hotelogix.
Thank you so much. At the end, I would want to say that this is the time for India to, make the world realize that we are a strong product industry.
Mm.
Uh, the reach is because of the internet; it is unlimited. So market reach is there. We had the right minds to build technology, but now by delivering good products, I think we can take on the world. As
Right.
such, uh, Hotelogix is a very, very small company in this whole ecosystem, but
Mm.
still we executed something. We have created a world record in the kind of deployments we've done. We were the ones that supported the largest sporting event that happened in Qatar recently. We were the technology used across the country. So believe in yourself is what I'm trying to say. The world is now looking at India to give solutions. And I
Mm.
think we are the second biggest SaaS industry in the world. So, which also means that there are too many professionals now that we have in our ecosystem. So, if you identify a problem, go for it. I think uh, we have a fair chance to build a good business out of India.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Aditya.
Thanks.